What's up guys, welcome to my channel The Game Club, where I'm going to discuss about topics relevant to chemistry which can be included within or outside the syllabus from classes 9 to 12. So for today our point of discussion is mixtures. Now why mixtures? Because mixtures can be seen everywhere. See, in our air, the air is totally a mixture of various gases, solid particles means those smog and all, and pure tap water, then anything, any metallic object which we see around, all these are mixtures. Okay, now first of all we have to know that what is matter. I think you all know since childhood that matter is anything which has a mass and occupies space. Now matter is all the things we see around are matter. Now matter can be subdivided into two categories. One is pure substance and the other is impure substance. Now what is the difference between the pure substance and the impure substance? See, pure substance, the smallest individual unit after breaking those objects, if we get those small individual unit, and it can show the physical and the chemical property of all of those objects, then it is called a pure substance. Okay, for example, if we break suppose sodium metal, then the smallest individual unit, that is the atom, can show the physical and the chemical properties of sodium. Now have a look into the chart. I have said it earlier that matter can be divided into pure and impure substances. Pure substances are further divided into elements and compounds, and for elements the smallest individual unit is atom, which can show its physical and chemical properties, and in case of compound it is a molecule. So for example, in case of elements it is atomic oxygen I have taken, and in case of compounds I have taken water molecule. Obviously it would be pure water, as tap water which we see or which we use in our daily life is a mixture, is an impure substance. Now in case of impure substance, I have said it earlier only, it can be in general called mixtures. Now mixtures can be classified into four subtypes. See, solutions, alloys, suspensions and colloids. Now what is solution? Solution is generally liquid in nature, alloys is solid in nature, suspension is also liquid or solid, can be anything, and colloid is generally liquid but it can also be in its plasma state. I'll discuss this later on, what is plasma, but see for now what is solution. Solution, for example, we take sugar solution, salt solution, these are all solutions. Now in case of alloys, this is also a mixture, but mixture of various metals, okay, metallic elements. For example, steel. Steel is a very important example of alloys which we can see in our daily life. Now suspension is, what is suspension? If we dissolve mud in water, then we can see the mud particles very clearly, okay. So this is a suspension. Now what is colloid? For understanding colloid, I have taken an example milk. But for understanding colloid, we have to deal it in a molecular level, okay. As because colloids consist of a character which is intermediate to that of the solution and suspension. See this chart, see this diagram rather. I have written it as salt solution, milk and mud water. Now in case of salt solution, we can see through it. In case of milk, we can't see through it properly. But in case of mud water, we can't see it all. Okay. So, on the basis of the passing of light through all these solutions, we can call it transparent, translucent and opaque. Okay. Transparent means we can see through it. Translucent means we can partially see through it or not at all. And in case of opaque, we can't see the object at all. So, why is it so? We have to deal it in molecular level. Now we will often find two particular topics, okay, two particular terms rather. Those are solute and solvent. What is solute? Solute is the minor part that can be liquid, solid or gases which are mixed within a bulkier part called solvent, and this solvent or the bulkier part is generally liquid in nature. Okay. Now, in case of salt solution, solute particles are comparable to the solvent particle size, that is 10 to the power minus 9 meter. Okay. So that means the solute particles can be mixed within or can enter into the intermolecular space between the solvent molecule as they are of comparable sizes. In case of suspensions, we can see the solute particles are so large that it cannot intermolecular spaces of the water molecules, okay, or the solvent molecules. So we can see the mud very clearly. Now, in case of colloids, we can see that it has an intermediate character. Why? Because the solute particle size is quite intermediary. That means 10 to the power minus 9 meter to 10 to the power minus 6 meter, which is an intermediate. And so that's why we can call a salt solution as solution, milk as colloid, and mud water as suspensions. Now, there are some other properties associated with all the three. For example, in case of solutions, solute particles never settle down, and that's why we can see Brownian motion in case of solution. Same goes for milk or the colloids, but if the solid particles are settled by centrifugation, then we can't see Brownian motion. Okay. And in case of suspension, as they are settled very quickly because of its weight, solute particles weight, so it can't show any type of Brownian motion. Many other properties are there associated with all three. You can see the chart in any book, any website. Okay, so I'm not going deeper into it. Okay. Now, one thing, for colloids, solutes and solvents are termed differently. Solutes are called dispersed phase and solvents are called dispersion medium. Now, on the basis of their property of mixing, mixtures can be divided into two subheads. Okay, see, homogeneous mixture and one is heterogeneous mixture. In case of homogeneous mixture, see the diagram. I have taken two types of substances, pure substances. One is blue in color, one is purple in color. Okay, so in case of see that all the pith molecules or the purple molecules are well occupied. The spaces of the sky or the blue molecules are well occupied by the purple molecules. Okay, that means they are very much mixed with each other. They can't be separated very easily. Okay, these are homogeneous mixture. For example, salt solution. From salt solution, I can't pick up the salt individually. For that, I have to make it evaporate, then I can obtain the salt. Okay. Now, in case of heterogeneous mixtures, I can see that the purple molecules are not getting into the intermolecular spaces of the sky molecules or the blue molecules. Okay, that means they are making a layer, that's a separate layer, completely separate layer. Example under these are oil water, mud water, etc. Now, see, under homogeneous mixtures, if all the four categories are categorized under these two subheads, then homogeneous mixture includes solutions and alloys, and in case of heterogeneous mixture, suspensions and colloids. Now, in case of solution, it is generally liquid in nature. In case of alloys, it is solid in nature. And in case of suspension and colloids, the difference lies in the molecular size of the solute particle sizes. Okay. Now, I want to introduce two topics related to solution, related to mixtures in general. There is diffusion and osmosis. Now, what is diffusion and osmosis? In simpler terms, diffusion and osmosis is the same, but in case of diffusion, there is no semi-permeable membrane, means there is no barrier or there is no carton-like structure. But in case of osmosis, see, there is a carton-like structure which I have called it semi-permeable membrane. Okay. Now in case of diffusion, see the left diagram I have written. I have taken a color substance which emits which spreads its color all over the liquid medium, say water. Okay, so in this case I have taken the substance and it is lying at the corner of the beaker, and see it is spreading slowly from its deep colored region to its light colored region. We can see that it is slowly spreading its color or itself into the liquid medium. So this is diffusion. Now see the right side. In case of osmosis, what is osmosis? Now I have taken a sugar solution. See, now the water molecules which are smaller than that of the sugar molecule are passing through a semi-permeable membrane having the porosity as that of the molecules of waters that can pass through the semi-permeable membrane. And why it is passing? Because there is a concentration difference between the two regions which is separated by this membrane. Okay, now this type of phenomena is called osmosis. This is also a type of spreading of the molecules, but in case of water only osmosis occurs, and it is separated by the semi-permeable membrane. And that's all for today. Hope you liked the video, and if you have any doubt about all these topics, and these are really very vast topics, okay, this diffusion, osmosis, solution, colloids, all forms different topics, okay, different topics, different chapters which are very big. So if you have any doubts regarding this video, then you can write it in the comment section. You are always welcome. And if you want to approach me personally, then you can add me on socials which are given in the description below. And please subscribe the channel so that I can get the minimal support from you, and also tap on the bell icon so that you get the updates of what I'm uploading. I generally upload once a week. Okay, so if you have any doubts, and if you want to get any other video on a particular topic, then you can request it in the comment section only. And thanks for watching.